We are live, but I'm going to wait for a few people to get in and we'll get started. We got a huge show for you all today. Bernie in studio. What's up, Bernie?
Nothing much.
Nothing much, huh?
What are you doing?
The comment show, Bernie. That's what I'm doing.
You look mighty sussy that day.
I do not, and it's not hot tub. Lou, first in. What's up, man? Nice to have you, sir, in the chat, as always. Welcome. We're going to wait for a couple people to get on in. Jeff Ross, welcome. Nice to have you here. Roll Me One Kenobi. I love that name. It's a Star Wars reference. And also a weed reference, which is awesome.
Kenobi.
We're very weed friendly on the show here. Yoda Attacks, welcome. Keeper. No. I'm not ready for Bernie, Keeper says.
How can you not be ready for Bernie?
Matthew, welcome. Nice to have you here. Let's get started with the show because it's going to be another doozy. I think this is going to be the last MLH Comment Show in its current form, depending on how things go. The Bali Songs, welcome. Nice to have you here from the UK. Bernie's in chat. What's up? Rich Motorshaw, good evening or good afternoon. UK is definitely in the house. I've gotten an influx of people from the UK subscribing to the channel. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. I'm planning on making a visit to the UK next year, which will be interesting. I don't know if I'll be doing any auditing out there, but it would be interesting to do an audit in a different country. Not that I'm 100% an auditor, but it would be fun to do something out there.
We're in the shower with
What?
Chicana. We're in the shower with Chicana.
We are. You're in the shower with you? Shit. You're in the hot tub with me and Bernie. Sweet. I like that. Okay. Let's get started, guys. I'm going to go ahead and hit that intro music that you all know and love. I've been thinking about changing up the intro music, but for now, this is what I got. Sasquatch, welcome. Nice to have you here. All right, welcome one and all to the MLH Comment Show for the 2nd of March, 2024, early afternoon edition. Could be any time edition depending on where you are in the world. I know we got people from the UK in chat, got people from the East Coast, West Coast, Central Coast. No such thing as a Central Coast, Bernie.
Sexy Coast.
Sexy Coast?
Yeah, wherever that's at.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Chris, my nits, what's up? Nice to have you here. Sounds like a more serious Burger Time theme. Chichikana says. Actually, that's the name of that song is "Everybody's a Winner" by Hot Chocolate in 8-bit form, and I really like it. Yeah, it's an 8-bit thing that I had made. I actually own the rights to that. So if anybody wants to use it, just let me know. And obviously, I'm not going to charge you for that, but. If you ask me, you definitely have permission to use it, and I can send you the full-on song. It's on YouTube, etc. But thank you for supporting the channel, all the new people, the old people, the old subscribers, the older subscribers. You all are strong. All that good fun goodness, but let's transition on over to the comments. Let's get started with why you guys came here. It's going to be a long show. I don't think it's going to be quite as long as last week, but it is what it is. Yeah, Sasquatch, feel free, man. It's you definitely have rights to use that music if you want. It's on my channel, I believe. It's either on the RP Grinders or or on this channel. I have it somewhere, and I'll give you the link, and you can use it if you want. From Central Coast, Pismo Beach, Cali, Dionisio, welcome. Nice to have you here. I think that's the first time I've seen you in chat. I could be wrong. I've got a lot of new people coming on in and enjoying the content, and I love interacting with you all. It's a deep pleasure of mine to do that. So let's get started here. At the bottom, 6 days ago, unindoctrinated. What are you laughing at, Bernie? Hold on.
First of all, Sasquatch is making me laugh. Second of all, you said deep pleasure.
I did. But you're in the hot tub mindset always, Bernie. Jesus. Okay, stop it. This is a very serious show.
Okay, bye.
If people want that, they can get that Tuesday night on your channel, Bernie's channel. So there you go. Alan B., welcome. I know you're from the UK, my friend. Nice to have you here. Okay, so usually I do the comment show in the morning, but didn't work out today. I had some other stuff to do to help Bernie, and just some madness. There's always madness going on in the MLH sphere of the world. Mick T., welcome, also from the UK. What's up, my friend? Nice to have you here. Okay, let's get started, because it's going to take us a bit. Unindoctrinated at the bottom here says, caught up. Thank you, Unindoctrinated. She is an old school listener, so thank you very much. Snoozer Rooney, which I know just joined up not too long ago, giving us the emojis for my post about welcoming all the new subscribers. Ronald, let's see, Roll Dang Haneto says, when the people in America stop calling themselves citizens peon that belong to the state and start becoming the effing sovereign that we the people truly are, this BS stops. That sovereign has no one over him. WTF up. I understand what you're saying. I get it, but not everybody is, gonna consider themselves a sovereign citizen. It seems like the police are definitely the sovereign ones, right? At least they still morning where you are, Chi. It's morning technically here too. I know you're probably on the west coast. It's 11:38 a.m. on my time, but I named it the early afternoon edition because we're definitely going to run into the early afternoon, probably even in your neck of the woods, Chicana. All right, let's continue here. Michael Waddell on my Smurf Cop Attacks video, the video that's getting all the buzz and all the love. And I do have to thank everybody for sharing out that video and making it a huge success, if you can call it that. I think last I checked, it was up to 52,000 views, which is amazing, and I can't thank you guys enough for at least watching and commenting and all that stuff. Hopefully you do that with my other videos. I've got a lot of other really, really cool little videos here and there, and thank you guys for supporting, for sure. Trinity, welcome. Nice to have you in here. Suppressive Squirrel says, sovereign citizens never goes well at traffic stops. You're not traveling, you need a license. Yeah, I know. It's an interesting world of the sovereign citizen, right? There is such a thing, but that's for a discussion on another day. Conspiracy Music, welcome. If you guys love music, Conspiracy Music is one of the absolute coolest fucking guitarists, man. I was listening to a little Richie Blackmore the other day, Conspiracy, and it kind of reminded me of your style, and then I listened to another artist, I can't remember who it was, and I was like, I thought of your kind of stylistic stylings, for lack of a better term, and that's what it totally reminded me of. But if I remember Conspiracy, I'll let you know. But you rock, dude. I really enjoy your music and your free-flowing style, and it's just really, really good. He's a very talented musician. If you guys like music, sub to Conspiracy Music. All right, Michael Waddell says all public employees and all law enforcement officers or employees should be required to take a continuing education class on local and constitutional law, period. Contact your legislature. I agree, Michael Waddell. What can I say? Nothing, no lie detected there. God's Punisher says, I dated a female cop 25 years ago. Real Fruit Loop. But as the saying goes, crazy in the head, crazy in the bed. I think it was what you were trying to say there. God's Punisher. I don't think I've ever dated a cop, so I can't speak on that. But thank you for your comment, and thanks, just thanks in general. T. Ziomber, hope I said that right, says, looks like someone broke her nose before. Why? LOL. Okay, so this is something interesting. Why this comment is interesting is because I think there's a little bit of truth to that. I think she might have been bullied when she was younger, possibly unindoctrinated. Welcome, nice to have you in here. Appreciate your presence, unindoctrinated. I really do, and thank you for being in here. I think there's truth to that. T. Ziomber. I think I'm probably mispronouncing that, but thank you very much for the comment. Peter Farley says, it seems to be the split arse these days. I don't know what that means, Peter Farley, but thank you for your comment. McDonald, old school listener and old school subscriber McDonald says, MLH, this video came up on my YouTube recommendations for feedback, and I responded to it. I took a screenshot, I gave it a happy face, like 5 stars, and I put that it's useful, informative, and other. Thank you, McDonald. I really appreciate it. If you guys ever see my videos on your timeline and they ask you, they do a little quick survey thing. You guys have seen that before. Did you find this video helpful, whatever, informative, educational, whatever? I mean, be honest. Tell me, give me feedback. Hopefully it's a 5-star thing, and YouTube can recommend my videos a little bit more to more people. The more people we reach, the better things can go for me and everybody here in the Denver metro area. Keeper, I don't know if I said hi to you. Life is a highway. I'm not going to do that, Keeper. But Bernie appreciates that for sure. The Bali song says, I went on a first date with a cop once. There was no second date. Yeah. Alan B says, Rainbow. I love Rainbow. Alan B. Rainbow is a great band. And a very underrated band. Michelle is in the house. What's up, Michelle? Nice to have you here. Pippi Longstocking in the house. Love, love, love everything you're doing. Thank you very much, Pippi Longstocking. I used to love Pippi Longstocking when I was a kid, so that brought back some memories there, so thank you. Let's continue here. Chris My Knits, who's in chat, I believe, says, yesterday was my granddaughter's birthday. I'm replay crew this week. Thanks for what you're doing. Peace and love from Memphis, Tennessee. Yes, thank you very much for commenting. I appreciate the love. Continue watching because there's more on the way, I promise you guys. And I will talk a little bit about that after we get done with all of this. Water Baron says, cops have been unchecked assholes way too long. I totally agree with you, Water Baron. Thank you for watching the video. Water Baron also says, cops have been unchecked. Oh, same comment on a different video. Yeah, thank you. Lisa Whitney says, just doesn't care. There will be no consequences. Like he said, if he would have done that to them, immediate arrest, go to jail, and don't get out card. What's good for thee is not good for thee. Lisa Whitney, thank you for the comment. Really appreciate it. Miguel Lar says, she is a loose cannon. No doubt. She's a danger. I called it. I've only said this 3 times. And the entire time I've been doing this about cops, the cops that are going to get people killed, Heidi Hansen is one of them. So if you're in the Denver metro area and you see Heidi Hansen at an RTD bus stop, or you just see her in general out in the public, avoid her at all costs. It's not worth her taking your life, because I can definitely see her pulling the trigger. So be careful out there. Maya Rios, I hope I said that right. My Arias. No, I'm just kidding. You guys are freaking awesome. She tried being a badass. She got put in her place real quick. That stupid face after she knew you guys didn't let her do and say what she wanted. Great job, you guys. Keep it up. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's another thing to quickly talk about. I had a meeting. I'm not going to say with who about this situation, and the people that I was meeting with said that that we were too aggressive, and they didn't understand why we were so aggressive and stuff. If you watch the video, immediately she starts giving unneeded directives. I didn't need to be told to stay over there or whatever. When people do that, I'm a mirror, I reflect, and that's exactly what I did with her. I said, no, we're not going to do that. I stayed calm. I said, you guys continue doing what you're doing, and we'll do what we do. We know what we're doing out here. And that's when things, you could see her face just sour because she knew she couldn't control the situation, right? And it wasn't like we were aggressive, we were yapping, we were simply filming. And I think I was even really nice and said, hey, how you guys doing? All this type of stuff. So, did I miss anybody in chat? Cajun Randy, nice to have you in here, my friend. And Fab Daddy, still morning in California. Coffee is good. I agree. King Bluto, I don't know if I said hi to you, sir. That's the first thing out of her mouth. Neither one of you are being aggressive. She was the aggressive one. I agree, King Bluto, and thank you for recognizing that where others cannot. The Janky Anarchist says, you can always file a complaint about the female officer having the thin blue line band around the handle of her duty weapon. Stay tuned, Janky Anarchist. That didn't go unnoticed by me. If you guys watch that video again, you can definitely see she has the thin blue line on her holster. And that's, I believe, a no-no. I'd have to look at the RTD policy guidelines. But if that's not in their guidelines, I will work to try to get that, changed. East Van Man says she has an appointment with her box of wine tonight. She does not look healthy. I agree. She did look a little flush in the face, East Van Man. But, Heidi's a good-looking woman. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say she looked terrible or, all this. But she's definitely got some anger issues and some other things going on. I don't know if you guys saw in the video a close-up of her hand. Her hand was shaking. She did not understand what went wrong there. And there was so much stuff that went wrong on that video. So, thank you, East Fan Man. Stephen Hardy says, how nice is it when a cop tries to arrest you when they don't even know what law she is enforcing? See, that's the thing, Stephen Hardway, and I did say that. What law? Several times. What law? What law? Seems to be the absolute norm since I've started watching all these channels covering cop corruption, Hank Baum says. Yeah, I agree. But stay tuned. There's more on my channel. Watch the other videos, all that stuff. Did she rough him up? The question that Stephen Hardaway says, and that's a question that I had. Did she beat the guy up in the car? Did they rough that homeless dude up? That's a good question, and I am going to try to get body cam footage of it because now I'm interested, right? And they've opened up a can of worms. That a homeless person's not going to go and get body cam footage and make complaints and do the follow-ups like KDOT and I are. So stay tuned, Stephen Hardway. Thank you very much for your comments. Juan Carlos says, good. I don't know what you mean by that, Juan Carlos, but thank you for the comment. User says there was another YouTube a few years back. His username was Longneck Mexican. He also used to film the corrupt cops. I tried finding his channel but never could again. I'm guessing he has a new channel. He was probably you. No, definitely not me. I don't have a Longneck user, but thank you for watching the video. He also says she woke up on the wrong side of the tent with a big spider on her hairy leg. She sat up with a fright. Yeah, she was pretty awful, I will say. McDonald, welcome to chat, man. Nice to have you in here. Maybe McDonald. I don't know. User also says you should have told them you don't hate all cops. You respect the good cops. You're only out to expose the corrupt cops. That way they more of an understanding and more willing to answer your questions. I've tried that tactic before, user. Look at some of my other videos and you'll see. User continues on my Cult of Scientology video. My ex-girlfriend tried to convert me to Scientology. It's why she's my ex and not my current. Good for you that you escaped that cult, user. User says, this channel is seriously underrated. Thank you very much. I tend to agree. So tell your friends to sub, friends and family. The word of mouth is going to be the only way that this channel really, really grows, okay? Tried watching some RP grinders last night, but it's not my thing. Fab Daddy, just skip to the second half, bud. There's a lot of fun in the second half of the show. The first half is just all video game news, and I can understand where you're coming from. Just fast forward to the second half, dude. It gets much funner second half on RP grinders. Matthew says only a couple of departments in the U.S. have officially banned the thin blue line symbol. Unfortunately, it's growing. It is growing, Matthew. It is growing, and it's in a lot of their policies not to. Even though it's not outright banned, it's in a lot of policies to not brandish anything like that. Between the public and police, there will be always that fine line that separates us, McDonald says. I agree. Better yet, a telephone pole, King Pluto says. Jeez. All right, let's continue on here. South Bama Gump, thanks for what you do. Thanks, Bama. Appreciate it, man. I haven't seen you on the channel in a while. Come on back. So thank you. And Brian Bickle with some laughing emojis. I don't know what that means. Wild Boar says, what is the difference between direct and indirect order? They automatically twist everything. She should be in the Army. Don't think if for what she enrolled. It's what for she enrolled. She may be ex-military. I know she was a law enforcement officer up in Black Hawk, Colorado for a while. And she was a state trooper for a while, so she wasn't just a rookie. She's got some experience, but she is a terrible officer, and she's going to get somebody killed. I hope she thought about my words when she went home that night before she went to bed and reflected on what I said, because what I said was true. She's going to get one of her partners killed, or she's going to get herself killed, or a citizen killed because of her actions. Raybo1679 says, they don't see the disconnects. Shaking my head. They never do, Raybo. Thank you for the comment. Toby Stewart says, she woke up on the wrong side of the slop trough. Yeah. I don't like calling police officers pigs. I prefer the Big Nick South Florida accountability term of cockroaches. So, but thank you for the comment, Toby Stewart. Qdo says, once you start name calling and swearing, you lose me. You act like insolent little children. Did we hurt your feelings, Qdo? Not every instance can be roses and non-foul language. If you don't enjoy that, I understand it, I get it, but there are other alternatives that may be more to your liking. I'm not going to promise that I'm never going to swear again, because I don't know. Wherever the instance calls for it, I'm going to use language, and if language upsets you, then I don't know what to tell you. Just put earmuffs on and just watch the video. Robert Jacobson says, I think everyone knew this lady cop would flex her ego and arrogance. Yeah, I think so too. I think right when I got the directives right away from her, everybody kind of knew that was coming, right? I kind of felt that way too. Qdo's children have potty mouths? Right on, Matthew. Lo-Fi Chill Radio SML says, that's probably his daughter, and she looks like him, speaking of the sergeant. Yeah, that's a possibility. I don't know. They kind of did look a lot like each other, right? They all start to look the same to me, to be honest with you. Look at the color of her hair. She's a redhead. Of course she's going to be a hothead. I think that's an unfair assumption, Dan McLeod, but I understand what you're saying. A lot of people with red hair, especially women, tend to be kind of firecrackery, spitfires, but it's just a generalization, and I don't like to get into generalizations, All right, D. Saber says, copsplaining, we'll look into it. Reality, Doesn't matter if our officer committed a crime on camera. We will say we investigated and found the guilty cop did nothing wrong. I totally agree with you, D. Saber. I'm still waiting on the results of that sham investigation, but we will keep you updated. That's for sure. Okay, let's go on to the next comment. Biker Dam, who remembers changing channels on their black and white TV with players between the 3 networks and PBS while adjusting the aluminum foil on the rabbit ears? And that was in response to a quick post I put about watching naughty Cinemax and HBO movies through scrambled signals. That got a lot of attention. So there you go. And then it continues. Keith Rivet says, I'm working a TV on top of a broken TV. Yep. Tracy Lynn says, oh my God, I do. 3 channels and it went off after Johnny Carson. I remember that. Yeah, they used to play the national anthem and then that was it. A girl says, yes, me. Dang, this too. So thank you guys for your comments. I really appreciate it. From time to time, I will put posts to kind of alleviate a lot of the stress of a lot of my videos. I know my videos can be something else at times, so it's always nice to put in, some posts that aren't always about the seriousness and the gravity of what's going on. Dan McLeod continues, yeah, we'll look into it, investigate ourselves, and find we did nothing wrong. Same old BS. I agree. Keith Rivet says, I'm old as fuck. I remember. Yes, I know. I am too. Heather in the library says, replay. Thank you, Heather, for listening to the replay. I really appreciate it. Tracy Lynn says, yes, I am old. I remember. Yeah. I mean, I got a lot of response from that post. It's interesting. Yes, Alan, make sure everybody hits that like button. That does help get more people in here. Spectro Spirit says, it is clear as day who the aggressor is this time. She had pretty much very good control over her emotions, and there was no police brutality with injuries. She only pushed you. What's next? Let me stop you there, Spectro Spirit. That's absolutely wrong. I did go to the doctor the day after. I did have bruising of my inner lining, according to the doctors. And I trust the doctor's opinion over, speculation. I did have bruising, and it was more than a push. It was a punch. And if I ever get the body cams, I will show you guys. She did it to KDOT. She did it to myself. And it was police brutality. It was at the very least, it was excessive use of force. So it's absolutely a very presumptuous of you to think that, and I highly encourage you to watch the video again. Pressing police charges because she looks at you? No, that's not why. Because she put her hands on me. This is hypocritic behavior. Everyone can have a bad day, but she wanted to have personal space as well. Well, if you look at the video, see, you're not paying attention to the video. She walked up to us, not the other way around. I didn't walk up to her at any point in that video. Who is not mad enough to respect that? Also, the push away from the car is probably a precaution due to the risk of deputy cars being stolen. Oh my God, man. Can you be more of a bootlicker? Come on. It's not even worth reading the rest of this comment. But thank you anyways. Give you a thumbs up for that. There you go. Thanks for watching the video. But I highly encourage you to watch it again because you got it all wrong. Enigma says she's proof of why people can't stand cops, narcissists, egomaniacs looking to escalate and violate. That's more like it. Yes, that's exactly right. Keeper says we used a Jiffy popcorn pan for antenna. You had cable? No, I did not have cable. I just had one of those boxes that was scrambled. That's what I was talking about. And then he says, hi, Bernie, of course.
Hi.
Tennessee Any Hooper says it's the only reason I've acted in the way they are because they don't have a qualified immunity anymore. Yeah, I don't understand it. They should behave themselves here in Denver, but you know how that goes. Are we still in chat? Are we still going strong, or did we lose? Did we lose the connection? Give me a 1 if you guys can still hear me. This guy here sounds like he's 100% bootlicker. I hate to use that term because I always like to try to bridge the gap, King Bluto, but sometimes people are just just so irritating and so blinded by cops. They think cops are like heroes of society, and nothing could be further from the truth. 808 drummer percussionist says, similar incident in California. Sheriff female saw a man recording her unit, yelled, "Get away," and a dozen deputies tackled the man for no crime. Yeah, I know, this shit happens all the time. Roland Carewise says, she's arrogant. I agree. Thank you for the comment. Cavino says, nope, from Europe, I don't even get the whole pay-per-view thing for like UFC. I pay €6 to Discovery Plus and get all the fights from all the UFC events, including prelims. That's cool, Kevin O. That's really cool. I'm glad that you don't have to pay a lot. This is an old school thing about scrambled signals and stuff. Thank you guys. Jesse, welcome. Nice to have you in chat, buddy. Reading Scientology Today article about why redheads are more sensitive. Apparently, it may have to do with genetics. Who knows? Maybe there's something to it. But you're reading Scientology Today, Matthew? Dionisio says, bad day for me means you get mad. Bad day from a tyrant cop can kill you. I take that risk all the time, Dionisio. Jesse, I don't know how to fix it, Jesse, but thank you for letting me know that I'm sounding like a robot. Psychology Today. Okay. That's better, Matthew. I was like, Scientology, man. Are you converting on me here, Matthew? All right. D. Sam says, worst common sense calls can be completed by Scientologists. Pranks from stream watchers, anyone's, but most probably who wants the police to stop protesters. Yeah, see, it's scary. I agree there's an outside chance that it wasn't the Scientologists calling, that building, but I mean, all the evidence points to them, right? Okay, let's continue on the When a Smurf Attacks video. Drummer percussionist says if she grabbed or waved her hands, the other officers would have joined in. Hothead with the wrong job. All we ask is stay in your lane, no crime, don't provoke one. She was extending her tyranny round two. She just proved she could, and she did. No supervision. None of the others backed her, but didn't correct her either. All need serious training. That's what I'm saying. Big time. I agree with you, drummer percussionist. This department has a high tolerance for stupidity. I agree. David Romero says 3 channels and TV went dark at 8 p.m. in Boise when I was young. Yeah, that's same here. 3 channels. The 3 legacy channels, right? One Step Beyond You says, Aurora, Colorado, one of the worst POS police departments in the U.S. Explains a lot. Actually, this is RTD, but it was in Aurora, Colorado, One Step Beyond. But I agree with you about the Aurora Police Department. They are probably top 2 or 3. Let me get a drink here. I'm getting dry mouth. Probably either the first, second, or third worst police department in the entire United States, but that's why KDOT and I do what we do, try to change things a little bit, slowly but surely. Chris, and we have made change, by the way. Chrissy Miller says, probably the tyrant lady beat him up to show off to the other tyrants what she could do. Sad. I feel bad for the guy that was in the back of that car. I know he may have committed a crime, otherwise he's not he wouldn't be in handcuffs, or maybe he would be. The way the police are, but what happened before we arrived there is the question to be asked. She's just one of the boys. Just ask her girlfriend, Chrissy Miller says. I'm not going to go that far, but she did have a lot of manly traits, right? When they say okay, that means they don't give a shit. Yep, I agree, Chrissy Miller. Thank you for watching the video, Chrissy. I really appreciate it. Bocampion says, qué feo de ver ser que te muelan palos y encima tener que ir en la ambulancia esposado. Basically saying how ugly that was. And that he's, in the ambulance. So thank you, Bocampion. Appreciate that. I hope you guys enjoyed my little Spanish diatribe there. Let's see. What else we got here? What?
I did. It made me excited.
Oh boy. Get out of here. The cop literally said, security from the building called us, then switched it up and said it was an out-of-state call, and they don't even know who made the call. Yeah, Matthew, I know. Any comments about sentence for Elijah's death, 5 years? Fab Daddy, the one cop that was... he was given a fucking work release sentence, basically. He has to spend... I think he has to spend, like... 2 nights in jail, but he can leave in the morning or some dumb shit. It was awful, man. I mean, the thing about that is the city lost about, $15 million over it, and it's still going. I think they're doing, I'll give you updates on that, Fab Daddy. I gotta look at my notes later on, but I'll give you updates. Pippi Longstocking said she better watch out. I might move to Denver. Come on over, Pippi. It'd be fun for sure. Grassy ass unindoctrinated says, I have no idea what that means. Any comments about sentence for Elijah's death? 5 years? No, I didn't hear about any 5 years. Was that what the result was? Oh, for the paramedics you're talking about. Yeah. Slightly disappointing, Fab Daddy. I think it should have been more, but 5 years is pretty good. Maybe in that 5 years that person will realize exactly what they did and maybe come up with some sort of an apology for the McLean family. I know Elijah McLean's mom. She's a sweetheart. That family is devastated by that loss, and his mom is still processing, and it's really tough. But 5 years, I don't know, man. It's pretty low. But let's continue on here. Eminem Plays says, I hope I'm wrong, but nothing significant is going to happen to her. She'll get a paid vacation, a stern talking to you, and a promotion for pushing you. She won't get anything, Eminem Plays, to be honest with you. I'll keep you guys updated on the internal investigation. More Spanish here, Bernie. Bo Campeón says, Se puede saber que verga estaban haciendo aquí todos parados sin hacer nada al final. I'll keep you updated, Bo Campeón. I promise. Oh, gracias equals gracias. Sorry, I'm indoctrinated. I'm going back and forth between comments, and I'm like...
You said grassy ass?
Grassy ass. That's what an indoctrinated said. So there you go. Let's continue. Bon Campeón continues. Encima todos excedidos de peso. Stay tuned. Encima DPS de todo lo que dijeron, en vez de reflexionar y tratarlos mejor, va y le pegar al otro, no tiene cura, esa tirana es un peligro para la sociedad. I'm in agreement with you, Bo Campeón. Basically says that she's a danger to society, and I couldn't agree more. David Smith says criminal cops. I agree. Hers Lady Dyson Troop says from the big bass drum to the triangle in 2 minutes. Yep. I shut her down pretty much, and that's what she was upset with at first. Liberty Blair, old school, says MLH, say hi to Bernie for me. Much love to you, or I will. Bernie,
hi,
Liberty says hi.
Hi.
I relayed the message, Liberty Blair. Thank you. DJ Smitty says corrupt cops rely on corrupt supervision. Yes, indeed. Okay. John Francis says they are acting very suspicious, especially the woman cop. Why are they not proceeding with the arrest? What are they hiding? Perhaps the guy is a paid informant? I thought about that possibility, John Francis, but in this case I don't think so, because he looked fucked up. I mean, he got messed up, and I don't know if the police did it or he just got his ass kicked. I don't know. And as far as I know, RTD doesn't have informants. They're a different subdivision. They're not from any police force other than their own. John Francis continues, why was the window down when you first walked up and she was just standing there? Why does she have the door open and not saying anything on the guy in the back, but appears to be concerned about something the guy is doing? Why are they just standing around? It's as if you caught them with their pants down and they did not know what to do next. That's a very astute observation, John Francis. It makes things that make you go, right? Okay, let's continue. Truth is the new hate says, they all walk away or try to change the subject as soon as the topic of the Constitution or their oath comes up. Wonder why that is. John Francis continues, 11 paid employees on the scene, and we are barely able to pay rent and buy food after the government has fleeced us of our earnings and mandated the destruction of our economy. Interesting comment, John Francis. Thank you. D. Thompson says, want to see part 2? Did you file a complaint? There is a part 2, D. Thompson. Look on the channel. We did, KDOT and I did go down there to file a complaint, and that was a debacle. Let me get something else to drink. I'm getting parched. Okay, let's continue. Brian Buckle says, bring back blanket parties. No, let's not let's not do that. But thank you for the comment. Asher says, it's easy to tell that they aren't confident in their directives. They back off ever so quick. Yes, they do. When you have no job, no life, no friends, no prospects, people laugh at or ignore you, become an auditor. Oh boy, Brian Bickle. The bootlicking is eternal, but thank you for watching the videos nonetheless. Boy says, what a joke. So sad when quote-unquote auditors can't even do their job right and don't know the laws. I don't think you watched the video, boy. You should watch the video because the greatest of all time was with me. KDOT, the great KDOT was with me. And if there's one thing that you can say is that one thing that you can't say is that we don't know our laws, especially in the case of KDOT. He can recite them like that, snappy quick. So that's the wrong thing to say. But thanks for watching the video nonetheless. Jay Sider says, every male cop on the scene knows everything the camera guy is saying about Officer Wondersea is 100% true. I agree with you, Jay Sider. Kent Barrier says the term lawful order is a catch-all for cops. They think everything they say is a lawful order, of which most of the time it's not. Hence the way that I reacted, Kent Barrier. Thank you very much for saying that. Bring up laws or rights and all of a sudden they're not going to argue with you. Unindoctrinated says, yes, exactly. Exactly. All right, let's continue on. Kent Barrier continues. Secondly, the supervisor goes straight for covering for the officer without knowing what happened. He goes straight to cover up before not even knowing what happened. Yes, I mean, whatever. You saw the video. It's right on. I mean, they make themselves look dumb. I don't have to do that. Although I make them look even dumber, just because of the way that I am. James Silva says, unbelievable, the poor supervision from the sergeant. I agree. He didn't even tell her to back off or nothing. Pucker Buttface, I love that. That's a cool name. If she says I'm interfering, then arrest me and we'll see what the federal judge has to say about it, seeing how it will be dropped even before it gets to court. I agree. Hence, they didn't put cuffs on me or KDOT, Pucker Buttface. So, we know what we're doing. Honestly, like people tell us all the time, you shouldn't be so aggressive, you shouldn't stand there, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do this. Let's talk about what we should do and what we can do. Those are different conversations. Mark Imperial, thanks for the emojis. Appreciate it. DJ KDOT, the party, speaking of KDOT, says, keep spreading the info. Super proud. I'm proud of you, dude. KDOT's awesome. He's a great guy. Sean Allen says both sides of the bed are the wrong sides when you're a cop. Good comment there. Thank you. Missed Me 2011 says the original Playboy channel too. Yeah, I remember that. When they had Playboy channel, you try to, catch your glimpse of things, as you're a prepubescent teen and stuff. Yeah, I was there. Missed Me 2011. Sean Allen continues, you guys are not berating her enough. Well, there's a limit to my beration, Sean Allen. Continues, she would never walk up to a man and start punching him if she didn't have that badge on. And if she did, she would have been knocked out. I made that comment, Sean Allen. The outcome would have been a lot different. She would have never have done that without a badge and a gun, and she should think about that. Warren Monkdahl says, I have no problem with you guys making police accountable, but if you're close to her to hear their conversation, then that's just trying to start a conference. Why? We're not allowed to hear what they're saying, Warren? Come on, man. There's no reason why you need to be any closer than 50 feet. Yes, there is. Yes, there is, so we can catch them doing nefarious things, Warren. When you get as close as you did, I don't support that. I bet if you were 25 feet back, then you wouldn't have said wouldn't have said a word to you. That's not true. Watch the video again. We were 25 feet away when she started barking orders, Warren. So that's just simply not true. And they were going to pass a law that you have to be at least 25 feet back. And that was 4 months ago. I bet if you would have stood back and filmed and waiting till they were close to leaving, then approached to ask questions, I bet this confrontation would have never took place. I'm going to have to say I'm with the police on this one. I've seen cop watching videos, and you guys that stand back usually have no problem. That's not true, Warren. Watch the video again. You'll see. We were 25 feet back when, the orders started coming, and that's not going to fly. I'm fighting for not only my freedom, but you guys' freedom as well, okay? That's what you guys don't seem to understand. Panty Wetter says, have to educate yourself, find the wetter. There you go. Bill of Rights, welcome. KDOT's Rock City Council meetings. Yes, he does. He does, and I'm usually at those meetings with him, Bill of Rights. Wilt Bill says, I don't answer questions. I agree. That's a good comeback there, Wilt Bill. Ben says, those cops are cowards 24/7. The CCP is in full force. Yeah, they have to say I agree with you on this one, Ben. Ralph Barnes says, they don't know how ridiculous they look when they're trying to tell somebody with a camera to stand over there for officer safety when they get tasers and guns. And so, which been said 1,000 and thousands of times, they can't get it through their thick skull that they're here to serve and protect. They're not here to protect anymore. It's just serve. Because the Supreme Court ruled Castle Rock versus Gonzalez, and the Winnebago case was the other one that I couldn't think of. But yeah, those two cases pretty much said that police are not responsible for your safety. Not to protect their own goddamn lie show many times does a cameraman attack taken cell phone or whatever. It just literally clubbed the hell out of a police officer. That's funny. I don't recommend any type of violence, but I know what you're saying. Ralph Barnes, thank you for watching. Roadhouse 41 says, cool to see how you guys team up. Good stuff. Subscribing to so many of you guys. The only way to support you, grow. I agree. Thanks for the subscription. Roadhouse, I always say on my channel, I not only want to earn your subscription, I want to keep it. So thank you. Warren needs to take a nap, Michelle says. I don't know. Warren claims that he was a lawyer, but his grammar is completely atrocious, so I think he's completely full of it. I don't know. You'd have to ask Warren that, Matthew, but I tend to agree. Usually lawyers have really good grammar because they have to. Bob Blah Blah says, Cupid stunt. Okay. Thanks, blah, blah, blah. Russell Upchurch says they make it them versus us, then their abuse of authority never gets dealt with, so they go on like no big deal. I agree, Russell. I'm trying to change that a little bit. Blue Sea says if only they could see your ID, they would know if you have committed or were about to commit a crime. As we all know, every ID in the U.S. says either bank robber, thief, or just robbed a 7-Eleven. I love it, Blue Sea. Thank you for the comment. That's a great comment. Jody says, the pressure of trying to do the man's job is getting to her, ponytail cop. I've heard that term before. I think that's a little divisive, calling a female a ponytail cop. But I get the point. They do have to try to act tough in front of their male counterparts, and that's, I went to USC Law School. Okay, fine. It was because I was dropping off my girlfriend. Matthew, you're funny, dude. Anything I'm missing? Okay, no. We're continuing on here. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already, y'all. We got 31 so far, so that's pretty darn good. At least from what I see. We need to get up to 50 to get more people in here, though. All right. Marcus Thomas says badge cowards never correct each other. True that. Let's continue on here. Roger Duguay says, I found these citizen auditors annoying, making these officers bow down to them. Would you rather it the other way, Roger? Would you rather be the one to bow to them? Yes, master. Yes, master. I'll do whatever you say, master. Just film from a distance if you feel you have to and let them do their jobs. I totally disagree with this nonsense. Walk a mile in those officers' shoes before acting like you're all that. Embarrassing and shameful idiots. Anytime you use ad hominems, Roger DeGay, I know where your mindset is. You're a bootlicker. Continue licking those boots. I hate using that term. Again, I hate using that term, but it's the only way that I can express how you guys act. Like, do you want that? Do you want to bow to them when you're there? And watch the video again. We were filming it from a distance, but we are allowed to walk around and touch vehicles and be next to vehicles and all that shit. Roger Duguay, that's what you don't get, and that's why they got you by the balls, because you're too afraid to exercise your rights. So thank you for watching anyway. South Bama, thanks for being in here, buddy. MLH gets some good hate messages. I sure do, Fab Daddy. I don't know why. I'm probably one of the most chill people ever, but sometimes I get fired up, and that's what pisses people off. I don't care if that annoys you. If that annoys you, it annoys you. I have a right to be upset at tyrants. North Sky says, I can't stand cops, but when the black guy uses the word axe instead of ask, I'm done. America has a black problem. Now, North Sky, I'm going to delete this comment, and I'll tell you why. There's three things on this channel that I will not stand for. It's homophobia, it's harassing other people in the chats or in the comments, and then the third thing, and it's a very important thing, is racism. So, sorry, you don't like that type of language, I guess. But that's not. I'm not going to stand that. K-Dot is my best friend, and I don't stand for any of that nonsense. So sorry, I can't even say I appreciate that comment because I don't. Brown says you need to create a new page with just updates to the incidents. I thought about that too, Browns, but I'm not quite big enough a channel to do that. If I get up to 100,000 subs, we'll talk. Just continue to watch. Let's see. Are we connected again? Give me a 1. Sorry, guys. It's going to be one of these streams where it just connects and reconnects and all that. Mimi's Love, I'm glad I'm watching your live, MLH. I like your ethical approach and all you do. Thank you, Mimi. I appreciate it. I appreciate the ones. We're back. Okay, let's continue on. I'll try to get through these as quick as possible. My Tony response says, Mikaleka mehai, mekahaini ho. Thank you, My Tony. I've been watching you the last couple of days since I found out about you. Kindred spirits, brah. Thank you, My Tony. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the comment. Let's continue. People Press Harder says, yeah. Thank you. Yes, we got up to 5,000. We're on our way to 6,000 really soon here, guys. It'll probably be a couple weeks, but we will get there soon. Like I said, word of mouth is going to be the best way to make this channel grow. Tell people about this channel. Mimi's Love, thank you for the comment in chat. I really appreciate that. Tapatio says, congrats. Thank you very much, Tapa. I enjoy your channel, Tapa. You know that, hermano. Bull Henry says, Blue Line cover-ups at its best. The reality of it, I bet most of these men will hate coming to her aid. The men resent she is getting the same pay and can't do her job. The men will always have to come to her aid. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. Corey Van gave a couple of emojis. Thank you very much. Ronk said, we represent the Lollipop Guild. The Lollipop Guild. All right. Thank you, Ronk. I appreciate that comment. I always like a little bit of humor, King Bluto, thanks. Everybody with the ones, thank you in chat. Appreciate it. Is that Natalie Webster's My Tony? Yes, unindoctrinated. It was. I love your channel. You're respectful and down to earth. For the most part, Google user, I can, depending on how I'm treated. Like I said, I'm a mirror usually, and that shows. Robert Bateman says, yes, naughty Cinemax at night, good times. Sarge says, Skinemax, Lady Chatterley. Yes, I remember the Lady Chatterley movies, Sarge, for sure. Glenn Doe says, she's the man in her family. That's a possibility. Let's continue on. Gimmickless on my 5K milestone video says, this would have been the moment you come clean about having the mustachioed killed, but you keep trying and you can't. Word is, Gimmickless, mustachioed still around and about ready to put out videos soon. As Bernie is like getting excited. I don't know why you like the mustachioed so much, Bernie. But anyways, let's continue.
I just like to mess with him about his sex hair.
Oh, okay.
That's my favorite thing to do.
All right. Joseph Agnew says, brilliant video, well done. You both. What happened to all the officers? Keep watching. Most likely nothing, Joseph Agnew, but that doesn't mean that RTD isn't squarely on our radar now. David Swenson says those are transit cops, otherwise they couldn't make the cut at the police department. Yeah, there's a bit of truth to that. I think so too. What's up, Tapa? I just talked about you, man. Nice to have you in here. All right. Pugface Music, I'm surprised you don't have 100K. You're a legend. Thanks, Pugface. I appreciate it. Pugface got a great channel. I wish that was at 100,000, Pugface. Then, things, the landscape would change quite a bit if that happened. Not that I would change, but you know what I'm saying. Pallone with the emojis. Now, Pallone is OG. He was one of the first 50 subscribers to the channel. Thank you very much, Pallone. I always appreciate you. Eminence Front says, watched American Ecstasy through scrambled picture until I got a D-scrambler. Yeah, I know. Skater Boy says, witch cop. Yeah, she was not nice. Debbie on Linux for the win says, how embarrassing, dumb cops. Yeah, I agree. Scott Rainey says, her hair is too tight. Possibility. Kevin Jones says, well done. Thank you very much, Kevin Jones. Appreciate it. Let's continue on. He says, nice work again. Thank you. Appreciate that. Hudson Valley Rail and Driver and Air says she really needs to stop drinking. I agree. I totally agree. She needs to stop drinking. Just discovered MLH and already a legend. Thanks, Bali Songs. I don't know about that quite yet. But look at the other content I have on the channel, Bali Songs, and tell me if you still feel that way. If you still feel that way, maybe there's something to it. I don't know. But that's not the first person that's called me a legend. I've been that's been going around. I mean, there is a legend around me, but I don't know if I'm another legend. I mean, that's debatable. Edward Hendry says, people of limited intelligence creating excrement and ignoring the Constitution and laws of the USA. Yep. Mimi's Fam says the comparable male-female thing was not necessary, otherwise great video. Mimi's, I think you were talking about K-Dot when he was talking about femininity and masculinity, and I understand what you're saying, but the conversation's actually a little different. I think what K-Dot was trying to say is that she was being a man in that situation when what was needed was that feminine kind of sympathy and empathy side of people, So I understand what you're saying, Mimi's, but I think it was misconstrued a little bit. Pallone continues with, congrats, MLH. I do remember saying you'd be happy with only 50 subs. Look at you now. Love your channel. Thank you, Pallone. I enjoy that. Seeing any of your comments, man, you know that. OG. I've watched most of your content and can't find anything shady yet. You're a legend. Thanks, Bali Songs. I appreciate that. That means a lot. And, I'll take that into consideration, I guess. Instead of bootlicker, let's call them ball lickers. Maybe. Okay. I'm okay with that. Robin says, this lady cop might be having a female issue and now she's getting it out. I don't know. I have no idea. Is this why that lady cop is so uptight? In case you guys catching something that went wrong, now the ambulance is here. Maybe. See that? I thought the same thing, Robin. Very good. Let's continue. Daryl Hicks says, what do you expect? I expect better from our officers. That's what I expect. User says, I have no respect for any official that cannot recite the oath they swore to. They should know it like John 3:16. Even me, as kind of a non-spiritual person, knows John 3:16, right? Geez, it's been years. For he used to love the earth. Maybe I don't know it, user, but I used to know it. It was like he gave his only beloved son, or I can't remember, but you know what I'm saying. Auditing Live, welcome. Thank you for hitting that like button. We're just going over the comments here. Thank you very much for joining the chat. Aaron Hickey says, she's so dug in. If she had realized she was wrong in the beginning and apologized to the guys and went on her way, she really doesn't think she did anything wrong. I know. It's really weird. That's all that. I mean, she should have just shut up. We weren't like getting anywhere near her, and she started giving orders, Holy mackerel, where is this danger to society? She's in all over the Denver metro area, user. So just Heidi Hansen is her name, and I always like to warn people about rogue officers, and she's definitely a rogue officer. She's very tiny. She couldn't be much more than maybe 5'1", 5'2" at the most. I doubt it. And she's definitely a danger to society for sure. Harry Nutt says, I might have once tried to watch naughty Cinemax stuff. Yeah, exactly, Harry. I know you did. Ephraim Weeks says, yo, why y'all filing complaints? You're wasting your time. File suit in federal court. Please don't go to children's court because it's like taking candy from a baby. Stay tuned. I think there's going to be more on that front. I had a meeting. Didn't go as I would have liked, but I understand the reasoning why it didn't go the way that I really wanted. Heidi Hands-On, unindoctrinated, says. Heidi Hands-On is a great way of describing her. I am happy, says, congratulations, MLH, much deserved on my 5K video. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Keeper says, only can get higher, then more subs. Ring those phones, ring. Ring those phones, ring those phones. Thank you, Keeper. Hi, Bernie, he says. He always has to say hi, Bernie. Jerry Wenninger says, are police or law enforcement vehicles exempt from the state window tint law, or do they just get away with it? They just get away with it, Jerry Wenninger. That's another rabbit hole that I've been thinking about going down, the tinted window thing. They can have as dark a tinted windows beyond the legal limit, and nobody gives a shit about that. But if you show up with tinted windows that are past what they consider legal, then of course you're going to get a ticket. William Eason says, so tell me if I'm getting this correct. The guy asks to see a supervisor. The supervisor answers every query with okay, then walks away and accomplishes 0. No, you got that correct, William Eason. That's how it went down. User says, did you follow up and call Aurora Police and file charges? Did you try to sue her? If not, all this was for nothing and I'm disappointed. If you did, let's have an update. Let me give you the update, user. We had, right after this encounter, guess who we met with? The chief of Aurora Police. And we asked all the proper questions. It's under review, it's under investigation, all that stuff. We did file a formal criminal complaint against Officer Heidi Hansen. So, yes, we do follow up. We always follow up, okay? So, there you go. She did seem to have an anger issue. Yeah, Mimi's love, she did. So yes, we met with the chief of police. The chief of police had no knowledge of any call made, and she would know. She's aware of everything in Aurora. She said to go down to the station, which we promptly did. I think actually not promptly. We went the next day because we had stuff to do. But we did file that complaint, easy peasy. We'll see where it goes from there. She should not have put her hands on us. As far as suing, that's a whole other animal that I'll talk to you guys once I resolve a few things about that. But I always give updates on this channel, so it may take a little bit. Not everything is like, I can't give you an update like next day. Sometimes, sometimes it takes months to give you an update on things that we're doing. So just stay tuned is what I'm telling you guys. What gets me with this tinted window thing, go to any new car lot and you see how dark the window tint is when they roll off the showroom floor. Yeah, it's a lose-lose for regular citizens, right, Bluto? So don't worry. I've got that in the back of my mind, Bluto. I'll get to that for sure. Also, SoCal says, great job, MLH. Thanks, L. He says, you got a lot of views on this one. I did. I think it's over 52,000 views, and I can't thank everybody that watched the video enough. I really appreciate it. Glenn Red says, the volume of resources, data entry, reports, cars, and fuel used without any crime seen or reported is the waste to pay for it by the innocent taxpayers. Poor supervision, bad HR hiring, zero training of rights or laws, and no one checking to validate any knowledge of laws or rights for the community. Only Blue Ego makes rules up, abuses power, and uses coercion or threats of authority above God or country as a tactic. Yes, Glenn, exactly. Effing pass around, Pisces says. Let's not get into the ad hominems, the personal attacks, but I understand how you feel. It pissed me off too, Pisces. Amy Hanna says she cried in the car. It did look like that, right? Right, Amy? Thank you for the comment. Appreciate it. Holy cow, I need some more drink here. Okay. By the way, I hope you guys are all having a great weekend so far. Amy Hanna says, y'all are quick-tongued to humble them. It's amazing. Thank you, Amy. Raymond says, love you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love all my subscribers, anybody that subs, you're part of the MLH monsters, Paw Mike says, both of y'all need to follow up on this one. Make sure you file a complaint and then tell them you're contacting the state police to ask for an investigation. Also, we got the Aurora PD on that, Paw Mike. We always follow up with everything, so don't worry. Raymond says, donuts breed ego. Ask any cop. That was an old school video. Mark says he's right. If either of them had shoved her back, they would have been on the ground and in cuffs in the blink of an eye. That's what they want, Mark. They want us to respond. But I tell you what, in Colorado, we do have the right to defend ourselves. So if we feel like we're in imminent danger, I can't say as I wouldn't react a little bit differently, David Georges Anthony says they just cannot accept the fact that they're not the boss. Yes, I agree. Out fucking standing, Hawk Rivers says. Thank you very much, Hawk Rivers. Glad you enjoyed the video. User says, wow, good one. Love you guys. Pigtail is a disgusting excuse for a human being. Loose cannon with a bad temper, probably PMS. Also, just sub watching from Australia. Thank you. Appreciate that. Alan Ross says, you guys are the best. Thank you. I think we're among the best, Alan Ross. I can't make that claim definitively, but we do try. User says, what a bunch of coward tyrants. I agree. User says, she ain't no lady. Ladies don't put their hands on men. Exactly. Alan Wood says, music is crap. I have no idea are you talking about my intro? Well, just fast forward the intro then. Kelly Lustig says, it's not hard to figure out why they made all the women go inside when they saw your camera, but yet you say there's cameras all outside and they don't go in. There's a big difference there, and it's not hard to figure out. Obviously, if you have a camera, they're concerned that maybe you're coming to post it online somewhere, but the cameras they have on their buildings, they don't do that. They're for monitoring only. I can't believe you couldn't figure that out. Okay, this is in response to the Denver Women's Correctional in Denver jail. They're side by side. There's a men facility and there's a women facility. Women, that's a state place for women to go. It's like not a maximum security prison, but it's like a medium security prison. So they don't have their inmates out all the time, Kelly Lustig. So why should they be afraid of a camera? Why? I mean, if I can see something from a public sidewalk, what are they afraid of? Are they afraid of me catching them beating an inmate? Maybe that could be it, right? So you have to leave open at least that possibility. Look at it from a different point of view. You know what I'm saying? Don't always look at it like we're always nefarious and we're always going to cause issues and all this and that. What information that could have been on a live that would allow someone to maybe bust someone out or I mean, I know what you guys are thinking. It's just you're coming up with every excuse in the book for these cops not to have freedom, and it's like we're basically a few steps away from fascism. Is that what you want? You want to be able to not go down the street and be able to have the ability to film or to even walk down and look a certain way? If you can look with your eyes, why can't you look with the camera? What's the difference? You see what I'm saying? Thanks for the comment, nonetheless. Hawk Rivers says there's nothing worse in their world than investigating their own, and it's a woman. They don't want that on their jacket. It'll go nowhere. Love the effort and follow-up, though. Yeah, there's going to be more follow-up, Hawk Rivers, so continue watching. I really appreciate that. I would say wrong time of the month, but I could be wrong. Don't hold me to that, Peter Jeffrey says. Yeah, I'm not going to say that. Doug from Clearwater, nice to have you in chat. Just saw you sneak in there. Appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like button. We're up to 45 likes. If we get 5 more, we can get more people in here. People who are afraid of cameras are hilarious to me. It's hilarious to me too, Matthew, because I remember when video cameras first came out and people couldn't wait to be in front of that camera. They were excited. Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad. Hey, Mom. I'm in front of the camera. This is weird. Cameras are weird, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. What happened to the day when the cameras first came out? Everybody was coming up to the camera saying, "Hi, Mom." I just got done saying that, Pluto. Yeah. This day and age, people think camera's kryptonite. I'm going to be in your movie. I know, exactly, Matthew. It's like, people just don't get it, man. Red Blazehorse says, always the girl cop running her mouth. It's usually the case that the women are a little more aggressive most of the time, if there's a mixture. Debbie McDermott says, cops don't know what respect is. I agree. Vincent Ortiz says, she feels so neglected. That's why she did it. Wow. Cram 45 Cincy Independent News says, I want to know what she was texting on her phone at the back of the car. Ooh, I might put in for that, Cram, because, yeah, I might put in for that. CD Mark says, beautiful. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. I don't know if the cop was beautiful, but you know what I'm saying. Stephen Van Noy says, it looks like, actually, I did say that earlier. She is a good-looking woman, I'm not going to lie, but it's like, she just has to prove her, I don't know, her manlyhood with all the other men there. Steve Van Noy says, it looks like it's starting to sink into the female that she just effed up. Golly, I'm parched. Okay, let's continue on. Vince Garza says, damn good stuff. Thank you very much, Vince Garza. Continues, when they ask you for your name, tell them, call me Republican. No, I won't do that, Vince Garza, because I'm neither Republican nor Democrat, or I'm just unaffiliated, because I hate both parties. I think they both suck bad. And I'm not talking to people, I'm talking to politicians. Aaron Hickey says, I call BS on the cell tower theory. Gaslighting cops need case numbers so you can get a 911 call recording. Stay tuned, Aaron Hickey. Stay tuned. Polly Glock says, thank you for all for watching. Please hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. Thanks, Polly. Appreciate that. Unindoctrinated, is still in chat, says, so glad you're there to back Jay up. Yeah, Jay's a good dude. No worries. You know how I am. I try to protect everybody in the Denver metro area as much as I can. I'm only one person, but I do get around, I shouldn't have gone to get Bernie pizza, Keeper says. Wait, where's my pizza, Westside says. Yeah. MLH. Thanks, Keeper, for the comments. Keep them coming. Text Teacher says, Texas teacher says Jay was still protesting Scientology while in cuffs. Legend status. Yeah, it's he's good, man. He's just starting out. He's just getting started. He's got a lot to learn, Tex teacher, but he's got a good ally in myself, and by extension KDOT. So KDOT will get out there. He's just we got to work through some other things before we can get KDOT out there too. You want to talk about legends, Tex? KDOT's an absolute legend, and I have a video that says so. Ellie Weber says, or Ellie Weber, I should say, you can talk until you're blue in the face. They're there to make arrests, fill the jails to somehow justify their jobs. It's a long way from keeping the peace. Police departments were never formed to protect anyone. In fact, the Supreme Court ruling states the police in the U.S. are in no way obligated to protect any citizen of the U.S. That's Gonzalez versus Castle Rock in the Winnebago case as well. Vandrigo versus Winnebago. I can't remember the first name, but yeah. Plus, they are not accountable for our safety. People need to study the real history of police, and it's full of corruption. Problem for cops today is catching up with them, and they hate it. Tech is catching up with them. Yeah, I know. That's a good point, Eli Weber or Ellie Weber. I think it's Eli, but thank you. They target people who they know they can't fight back on their abuse. Yep. Mainly homeless people and people without cameras. Cavino says great content. Also sub through Jay through Aaron or double Aaron. Yeah. Thank you, Cavino. Caleb ERF says just had to look you up after coming from Aaron to Jay and saw you're supporting him quickly. Thank you for your work. Thanks, Caleb, and thanks for the sub. Like I said, I not only want to earn, I want to keep your subscription. Who's still in the bathroom, keeper? Rachel, welcome. Nice to have you in here. Appreciate you being on in. Hit that like button if you haven't already. I think we're up to 46. So, yay. It's great work you're doing. Keep it up, D. Marquis says. Thank you. Appreciate that. D20 Jenny says, thanks for being there for Jay. Speaks volumes about your character. I don't think there are any questions about my character, D20 Jenny. And by the way, is that a Dungeons and Dragons reference, D20? Ah, interesting. Keeper says, hitting on Bernie won't get me kicked out then? No. You're not going to get kicked out. I mean, Bernie might kick you in the nuts, Keeper, but that's about it. K-Cat says, thanks for being there for Jay. There's a lady, Regan Benson, who could do with your help getting some body-worn camera footage in Inglewood, Colorado. Let me firstly say, I think Regan Benson is a punk. I don't start drama on this channel, so I don't want anybody going back to her saying, I mean, she can hear it for herself. She called me a punk, but she's the real punk, and she's a fraud. And she just shut down her 501c because it was a sham. So, people hold Regan Benson in such high regard. I spent a good amount of time with Regan Benson to know exactly who she is. And she's a fraud. And a punk. She called me a punk, so I have no problems calling her a punk. I will never support Regan Benson again. I think she is one of the worst in Denver. I used to hold her in very high regard, but then I found out who she truly was. So, like I said, her 501c is total sham. And she's not who she appears to be. Let's continue on. Lori says, MLH, you're a sweetheart. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. There it is. John DeNicola. Yes, DeShaney. I know it was Winnebago, but I couldn't remember the first part of that. It was DeShaney versus Winnebago was the other case. Thank you, John DeNicola. Appreciate that. I can't remember everything, Keeper is MLH is a puck? I don't know what that means. You mean punk? That's what she called me, a punk. Difficult Dennison says MLH and Regan aren't friends anymore? What the fuck happened? Dennison, that happened a long time ago. I haven't hung out with Regan in a very long time, and I found out a lot of nefarious things about Regan that I either chose not to, I ignored outright, or just chose not to listen to others when it came to her. And a lot of things came to light that I wasn't happy with. And Regan is all about Regan. She's not about anybody else. She would abuse my friendship. Let's just put it that way, Denizen. So there you go. The founding fathers intended the primary purpose of the police was to protect private property of the wealthy. If you read some of their private writings where they discuss it. Yeah. You didn't have your vest on that day, Keeper says. John DeNicola, are you in the house? Yeah, if you're in the house, welcome. Nice to have you here. I'm surprised and sorry about Regan, Michelle says. I'm very disappointed too, Michelle. I never really have come out and talked about it because I didn't want to cause any drama, but I'm comfortable in saying it. I mean, she called me a punk on one of her streams, and that got back to me in a clip, and I'm like, all I ever did for that woman is anything that she asked of me, because I truly believed in her cause, which turned out to be, an unworthy cause. So, it is what it is. I mean, and I don't begrudge people for supporting her. I fell into that, mold too. But, once people realize what a complete and utter useless fraud she is, then, then maybe we'll get ahead. I don't know. Just gotta wonder about things. All right. John DeNicola is everywhere. Yeah. Not in the house, but shout out to him for sure. Thanks, Matthew. Julie R. says, I am truly impressed by your willingness to help others in your city. Being falsely accused and detained by the police prior to these Scientology protests in Denver and LA, I actually believed that the police were reasonable, and then if I was in trouble, the police would help me. Now at the age of 72, I am forced to deal with the fact that our police are incompetent at best and completely corrupt at worst. Again, thank you for what you do. Julie R., thank you for the comment. I appreciate that, and it's a very thoughtful one. And you're not alone. There are tons of people. There's a saying, back the blue until it happens to you, right? And so I'm glad that you realize before it happened to you, Julie, is what I'm saying. So thank you very much. Jen Sell says, I appreciate you being straight about that. We were lied to and called liars in Jefferson County pretty consistently, and not all of us made it past 18. That actually it means a lot for you to say that. Yeah, it does. It really does. Someone of that age that usually is so steadfast in their way and they've seen everything in their lives usually can't see past your own inhibitions, right? So it means a lot to have someone like you say that, Julia. I really appreciate it, and thank you for the comment. Thanks for watching the video. Wing Mark 69 says, any updates? I will give you guys. I've given you guys updates already, and I will continue to give updates as as they come. F. Uzi says, I lived in Denver for 6 years. It has the third highest rate for police corruption. I don't know where you got that statistic, F. Uzi, but I'm not surprised if that is the case. I think that Aurora is probably the most corrupt in the nation. The only other ones I can think of are the LA Sheriff's Department and of course the LAPD, and I think it's Arizona, Mesa, Arizona. So, corruption. There's corruption across the United States with the police. So, all right, what else we got here? Difficult Dennison says, you won't understand the real problem with police or government until you recognize that neither is incompetent. They serve exactly the function they are intended to, and they do it well. I understand, Denizen, but it comes off as incompetence, right? So I get the distinction there. So, yeah. F Mesa cops and all. They're a gang. Yeah, I agree, Tapa. All right. Tarango Tiharik, I butchered that, sorry. Try being an officer and uphold the law instead of law enforcement enforcing the law. You'll find your attitudes are always de-escalated. Called, give, and take. I don't know how to take that. I'm moving on. Thanks for the comment, though. Appreciate it. Martha Simmons says Denver Scientology audit needs watch hours to be monetized. Please run previous live streams so we can get it done. Yeah, do so. If you guys do that, it's Denver Scientology audits. Watch his material. We need to get him monetized for sure. I'm already there. I've got plenty of watch hours. But hey, continue watching my stuff because they check it every so often. So appreciate the comment. Scientology is my ruin says, yeah, I was freaking out for Jay. I'm in Toronto and I was yelling at my iPad. I immediately thought of Jay's mom seeing what went down. Glad you are looking out for Jay. I have to, Scientology. It's kind of what I do, right? I watch out for the citizens of the Denver metro area, and Jay I took particular interest in because I knew this was a hot topic. And I'm not talking emo women's clothes. I'm talking like an actual hot topic, you know. And I am familiar with Scientology. I'm a little bit older, so I know the dangers of that cult. And it is a cult, even if they want to call it a religion, it's definitely a cult. So I'm getting more familiar with the terms and that whole world. And I wear many hats. I'm a jack of all trades. You can't call me a pure auditor, even though I do those type of things. You can't call me a pure cop watcher. You can't call me anything, you know. I guess you can call me anything, but just don't call me late for dinner. You know what I'm saying? Good on you for all your help with Jay. Much appreciated. Thank you, Rachel. Appreciate that. Thank you for putting in that link on Indoctrinated. I appreciate it. Make sure you sub to Jay's channel. It's only going to get bigger and bigger, just like my channel. Liked and shared. Thank you, Westside. I appreciate you sharing as always. And Matthew, I appreciate you always having my back and giving people great comments. In the comments, Matthew, it shows that you're paying attention. Yeah, don't call me late for dinner. Tough. Stephanie Slaughter says you're a gem. I've been called a lot of things, but a gem is not one of them. Stephanie, thank you very much. I appreciate the compliment. Mercury Child says I was watching Jay's channel and so nervous for him, thinking, man, where's Mexican long hair? So glad you're out there, at least to help Jay calm down and help and let him talk it out. Freaking corrupt cops everywhere, it seems. Yeah, Denver's really bad, Maggie says. Yeah, Maggie May. They are. Denver sucks, and I've proven that time and time again. As far as the police, the city's beautiful. I love the city. I'm a native. Jody Q says, thanks for all you do. Thank you very much. Thank you for your comment, Jody. Appreciate that. Fluffer Squirrel UK says, MLH, appreciate you, and I appreciate you, Fluffer. Thank you very much. Sovereign Citizen Leo says, on my Commander Cooper video, which featured the aforementioned Regan Benson, this guy is so full of crap. There are literally thousands of police departments in this day and age in America that have formal complaint forms. The fact that this cop is playing dumb and making it difficult is likely exemplary to his conduct, their conduct, and demeanor overall. Recording you guys for no legitimate reason is yet another disrespectful, condescending act and disconnect. I have no problems with people recording us, by the way. Sovereign Citizen Leo. IA, or Professional Standards Division, should handle all complaints independent of any street or B cops or their supervisors, watch commanders, etc. Furthermore, many police departments or municipalities have codes of conduct which prevents public employees from filming citizens while on the job outside of the official police investigations. I don't know if Littleton does or not, and couldn't find any such policy regarding during a cursory search. It's mandatory if they have contact with the citizen to have their cameras on, and we would prefer it that way, Sovereign Citizen Leo. I mean, I understand what you're saying. There's no reason to take pictures of us or video of us if we're not doing anything wrong, but I mean, I don't have much of an issue with that. I can't be a hypocrite and say, hey, don't record us, but I have called officers out on that a few times, but you know, it does seem a little hypocritical to, tell them that they can't film us when we're filming them. And as a matter of fact, it's good to have records, you know. Steve H. says, keep up the good work, people. We are making progress with all the new auditors growing, but we have a long way to go. As we can see in the news every day, it's not just cops, it's our judges and prosecutors and politicians that are all above the law. They all need to start being held accountable, and we will get there. Hopefully, Steve H., that's the hope, right? Continues, watching all the persecution and trumped-up charges on Donald Trump is probably the best thing that could have happened. It proves that the average citizen has been going through for decades. If they don't like you, they will find a way to arrest and charge you with a crime, whether you're guilty or not, whether they even have the legal authority or not. They don't care about the law or the Constitution. They will just make it up as they go along. I agree with most of that. I do think that Donald Trump has gotten away with tax evasion for many, many years. So, E. Rachel says, thanks for sharing his link. Much appreciated. Yeah, of course, E. Rachel. You know what, E. Rachel? I'm going to do something here. You're a great mod, and I need another mod. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So there you go. I'm going to need... actually, I think I'm good on mods now, but thank you very much. Difficult Dennison says, I agree. MLH is a rare gem in a riverbed of stones. Thanks, Dennison. I appreciate that. Not because he tells the cops to F off either, but because he knows how to rock. Yeah! I do know how to rock, Dennison. So, yeah. I told them to F off, Michelle says. Yeah. Okay. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Steve H. Appreciate it. Hank Baum says, absolutely exasperating to watch this as a U.S. citizen. These Mickey Mouse cops are so arrogant in their comfort in behaving this way, as if they aren't public servants and investigating themselves. That has to stop everywhere. I agree. There should be an independent internal affairs division, not cops. It needs to be separate. Hank Baum says, that officer you were reporting to her says it will be an independent agency doing the investigation while you were asking for him to arrest her. As you discovered when you went down later to file the report against her, that no, it's not going to be independent. It's all at all. Shame. Yeah, I know. So I'm glad you watched the follow-up, Hank. Appreciate you watching the videos for sure. Melvin Ralph says, I can't help but think she would be an awesome dominatrix. Maybe. I mean, there is that. What's the other guy's channel? That would be DJ K. The Party, EJ. So make sure you check out. Just type in DJ K. The Party and you will find it. Maybe I should type that in. I'll go ahead and do that search. DJ K. My good friend. The Party. And you will find it. Alright. There we go. Much love, EJ74. Thank you for asking. Blisto gave me a couple of emojis. Thank you very much. I love the Joker avatar. It's great. Fate Truth with some emojis. Thank you very much. Jazzy Girl Sarah says, keep rocking it. Yeah. Keep on rocking me, baby. Yeah. Oma Melinda says, just sub TCD. Thank you for all the support you are providing for JMLH. You rock. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Tony from Syracuse says, why didn't anyone ask why the woman ordered the other guy out of the car? Why would she do that? I did. If you watch the video again, Tony, I did say that. Why are you ordering him out of the car? Descendant of Phineas says, be careful, you're in Tom Cruise's territory. He might come out and act like Jack Reacher for filming his fellow crazies. I'd love for Tom Cruise to come out and try any of his Jack Reacher shit on me, man, because, all that Hollywood nonsense aside, one-on-one, I think I could take Tom Cruise. Pellone says, MLH, bunch of emojis. Thank you very much, Pellone, the OG. Mimi's Love, who I believe is still in chat, says, hoping you get more subs because you deserve it and people need to see your content. Thank you, Mimi's Love. I appreciate that. Word of mouth is going to get me there. We're on the road to 100,000, guys. I say that as a huge, lofty goal, but we will get there. I promise you guys we will get there. It's going to take some time and effort and providing some good content for you guys, not just in the realm of Scientology and auditing and cop watching and other things, but there'll be more on the channel. I promise you guys. I'm always doing stuff. Forsaken Outlaw says, I don't do religion. With so many different religion proves one thing, nobody knows shit. I tend to agree with you, Forsaken Outlaw, and at some point I will talk about that. Forsaken Outlaw says, if one's right, that means the rest are wrong. Yeah. Richard Huerta says, that female cop should be arrested for assault and abuse of authority. Yeah, I agree, Richard Huerta. We'll see where the Aurora police investigation goes. Keeper says, I missed Bernie 7 hours ago? I don't know what that means, Keeper. MLH, hi. What's up, Keeper? Yoda Attacks, welcome, man. Nice to have you in here. I don't know if I said hi to you before, but welcome. What else we got? Hit that like button, guys. We're at, we're above the 50 now. We should be getting more people here. Appreciate you guys. You guys rock. Keeper of the List says, walk in and go get some info. I thought about that, Keeper, but I think I'm known to them now. I don't think they would let me. Pack Naglock says, I'm sure both of you were in severe pain when she hit you in your chest. Actually, it was our stomachs. You both should have requested to go to the hospital. Great paper trail for a lawsuit. I ended up going the next day to a walk-in urgent care, Pack Naglock. And I did have injuries. I was sore, so she did punch me. It was more than just a push, you know. But I mean, in all honesty, it wasn't like a devastating injury, other than maybe to my ego that I got punched by a gnome. But I did suffer a little bit of bruising, and they said that it was kind of common in that type of blunt force trauma to like affect your kidney, and that's why my back was hurting a little bit on that side. So I took it as that, and I got the report to prove it. Denizen, Heidi punched me. Yeah, Heidi punched me and KDOT in the stomach. It wasn't in the chest; it was in the stomach. So she definitely meant to. She meant business. She wasn't joking. And I kind of stumbled backwards a little bit. But did piss me off, though. Wildlife Obsessed says 39 minutes is way too long. Just fast forward to the good parts, Wildlife. Here's the thing. And I'm going to tell people this that are new to the channel. Old school people know this. I don't doctor my videos. I don't edit most of them because I want you guys to have full context, right? It's important to have full context. The mindset of the person behind the camera as they're walking up, the mindset of the cops as they're doing what they're doing, the mindset of what I'm doing after, before, during, all that stuff is on camera, so I leave it for you guys to decide. If you're bored with the video, that's A-okay with me. I don't care. Like I said, I don't do this for money. I do this because I'm passionate about it. I want to protect the citizens of the Denver metro area from tyrannical behavior. And I want to make sure everybody goes home alive and safe, including the police. People think we're cop haters, and that's just simply untrue. I want them to go home safe just like everyone else. What else we got here? Have a good day, Tapa. Appreciate you being in here, my man. Yeah, Dennison, you didn't see the video, dude? She punched me, man. And she punched KDOT. She punched KDOT first, and then she fucking doubled down and punched me. Wizard said, Ginger Snap became a cop because she craved power. Now she wants to abuse it. Yes. Kevin Jones says, yes, legend. Keep it up. There is a growing consensus among you guys, and I appreciate that. Awesome work, Kevin says. Thank you. Oh, somebody's getting a phone call. Bernie's getting a phone call. I'm sure it's really important. Kevin, again, good work, he says. Thank you very much, Kevin. I appreciate that. He says, yes, thank you. Lori says, MLH, heart. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate that. Dale Prudhomme says, WPC think they're so big that they're no good for the job. Yeah. Rights Reserve Audit says, I'm new and I will be auditing New York thugs in uniforms. I'm new out here, just ordered a chest strap. Awesome work, fellow auditor. Be careful out there, Rights Reserve Audit. Make sure you know the laws in your locality before you actually step out there and do what you want to do. Yoda Attacks in chat says, I think a lot of people agree we're not anti-cops or we're anti-bad cops. Yes, I mean, look, I'm not anti-cop. I hear that all the time. You hate cops. As a matter of fact, on that Scientology video, I know you hate cops. I was like, I didn't say that. You said it. You know, I made sure to make the distinction because I don't hate cops. I hate bad cops. And it seems like there's a lot more bad ones than there are good ones, at least in my opinion. Hornet 22 says, and they can't figure out why no one gives them respect. I agree. Bet she gets promoted, most likely. You know, that's how it goes with them. Hug Gordon says, all of them? I don't know what you mean. No, just the one attack, the Smurf cop. Elvin Underwood says, Scientologist is not of God Almighty himself, period. What is it then? God Almighty has already spoken from Genesis 1:1, Revelation 22:21. Last verse, amen. Hurry up and read your Bible, biblical instructions before leaving earth. I can't remember. Ephesians 1:4, Leviticus 19:1-2. Be holy, for I am your Lord. I am God, my holy, not no Scientologist. Well, which sect are you talking about, Evelyn Underwood? I don't know which sect you belong to. Maureen Summers says, crap uniforms. Crap in uniforms. Yeah, I agree. Slouch Podcast says, when bullies get bullied back, they can't stand it. These quota hires are dangerous. She thinks she's a pit bull, but she's a toy poodle that walks around with pit bulls. Just shameful that they think anything they say is a lawful order. It's what they taught us at the academy. Bain Act violations. We don't have the Bain Act here in Denver, but we got similar laws here, Slouch Podcast, so I understand what you're saying. Evelyn's cult is the best cult, Dennison says. Okay. Jonathan Mazzilli, what's up, man? Nice to have you in chat. Been a while, but I'm glad you're back on in here. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's California. It's not Denver, but we have similar laws here. News Now Texas says, McAllen, Texas School District denied me ADA Title II accommodations for public board meeting and then arrested me without handcuffs because of my disability they denied to accommodate me for. Lawsuit sounds like News Now Texas. I mean, I haven't seen the video, so I can't really give a definitive answer, but if I just take you at your word, it sounds like you need a lawyer. Johnny O says she was scared. Heidi was definitely afraid in that video, and I don't know what of. I mean, I had a camera. That's it. Carl Jensen says that lady cop was slathered in full. I agree. Carl continues, you did a really good job. You could tell by her body language that she knew she screwed up. Maybe she will learn something about constitutional law where they literally don't have the first clue. Teresa Hawthorne says, how calm would you be? I don't know. Probably pretty calm. I mean, it's a fucking camera. It's not a gun. Who cares? Jeffrey, but thank you for watching the video, Teresa Hawthorne. Jeffrey Hunt says, excellent. Thank you, Jeffrey. Appreciate that. He says, excellent again. Thank you. User G says, looking forward to the watch. Be safe. Kick some butt. Yes, User G, I always do. Kicking butt is what I do, and taking names, you know. All right, Quills says 98% of the time the female officers are sleeping with the supervisor, married and single, so nothing will happen. I don't know if that's true, Quills, but maybe there's some truth to that. I know that there's a lot of statistics out there and specific studies that puts the number around 75% of all cops cheat on their spouse or their partner. So it would not surprise me if she was sleeping around. I mean, to each his or her own. I could care less. I just, you know, it just speaks to character. That's all. Okay, let's continue on. We're almost done here, guys. Set up a notification a half hour before. Keeper. Unfortunately, Keeper, I'm so busy sometimes I can't do that. Dennison says, I don't hate fruit. I just hate the meaty flesh of seed-bearing plants. Chicana, what did you say there? What was your comment? I'll get to it. If you said something, I'll get to it. What do we got here? Roland Steady says, Roland Steady says, cops everywhere are just revenue generators for the state. That's it. Bottom line, they know about our rights and they are trained to violate them because they know that the majority of people will just comply and pay. It's like when companies offer coupons. If every coupon offered was actually used, it would put that company out of business. But they know that the vast majority of those coupons will not be redeemed. Therefore, the thousands that won't be redeemed make up for the few that will. If every person violated by cops sued them, every city would go bankrupt. They literally bank on the general public not knowing their rights and not suing. In the end, the city and the state make money by violating the rights of all. I agree with you, but I think that's slowly changing. Rolling steady. I think it's changing. I think the tide is turning just slightly. I guess I share something in common even with cops, Denizen says. Yeah. Rolling steady. Female cops are way too emotional by nature to be on the streets as law enforcement, period. I'm not going to go that far, Rolling steady. There are good female cops. I think Chief Morris in Aurora is a good example of that, but it does seem like they have to compensate for their lack of masculinity, right? And I think that's what KDOT was really trying to say when he made those comments, So let's continue on. Maria Pena says Policia. Yeah, they suck. And Yoda Attacks, who's in chat, says great horror movie on my Nightmare on Elm Street hat short that I did. All right, let's go to see if we have any held for review comments. And I know we got a few, so let's go through them as quickly as we can. Male cops will always back up female cops because they're either fucking or they're trying to fuck. I would recommend that people. I'm going to go ahead and prove this one, but please use symbols when you're using bad words. Those are words that are blocked on my channel, and I don't like to do that, but for the algorithm, I try to keep it at a minimum. Why does almost every female cop think that they are some kind of badass, and they always seem to think that they can tell people who aren't breaking law what to do? She actually thinks she can go around ordering people around, and then if they don't, they are obeying a lawful command. How do cops not know the other people will have listen and obey their perceived authority is a person who has committed a crime? This shit is getting really old. Yes, I agree with you. I approve that comment. David Bradley says they don't wonder why they are hated. They know and don't give an F. Thank you, David, for that comment. Big Daddy says cops hate when you call them out on their illegal behavior. You will know they won't investigate shit. That's the Blue Line Gang privilege. Cops are the biggest criminal organization worldwide. I agree with you, and I'm going to approve that. Everyone knew damn well the tyrant sergeant was not going to take any action against the female cop. I agree. Pucker Buttface says, what law is for pussy safety? Asking for a friend. I'm going to go ahead and delete that, Pucker Buttface, not because, I just, misogyny is another thing that's it's kind of shaky there. So, but thank you for the comment nonetheless. Bolcampeon said, lo peor es que la cerda admite que golpeó a ambos, pero no le importa porque tiene inmunidad. That's true, they do. And there was nothing bad in that. I don't know why it was considered bad. ¿Quién era lamebotas que apareció al final? Hubieses dejado a ver qué decía. I'll keep you updated, Bolcampeon. He just wants an update. Okay. We're good there. Very nice fuck. I don't know what that means. I'm just gonna delete that comment, Crypto Trader, not because of anything, but I just don't know the context there. Bocampion, again, thank you for the comment. Master Biff Pudwell says, the more videos I see of female cops, the more I'm convinced female cops should not be a thing. It seems they're always the ones who stir the shit. I kind of tend to agree with that, but I don't want to go far as, I don't want to prevent any women from doing what they want to do. It's kind of misogynistic to think that, women can't do the same job. I just think the way they go about it is a little weird. Thanks for the comment, though. And let's see if we have any hidden comments. So let's show them. Y'all Gabra, wow, what a name. We got all her information from Facebook. I looked further into it, and she's a big-time whore, it looks like. Ooh, do tell, Y'all Gabra. let me know. I'd like to know more. With a face like that, it's clear that she's suffering from a lack of dick. It's a condition that affects unattractive women. Actually, Officer Hansen is a very attractive woman, I will say, Sheldon. But her attitude knocks her down a few notches. But thanks for the comment. Black Rifle Medic says she needs to put her dick away and lay off the roids. Maybe. Negotiator says, I can sit in the car if you want to. What a fucking dumb fuck. I'd like to see you try that. The attitude of these people is horrific. Yeah, let's try to keep the language to a minimum, but I'll approve it this time. Jim McNevin says, another POS quota hire. Even her POS thug, excuse me, holy cow, thug buddies do not like that B. Yeah, I think I agree. Debbie McDermott says, thinking she's a hard CIS got other dicks with her. I don't know what that means, but I'll approve it. BR should not be a effing idiot pig. I'm a woman, and women shouldn't be pigs over little tyrant drama queen putting hands on. Look, Direct D sent you. Oh, I appreciate that. Deb from Australia. Thanks, Direct D, for sending people my way. Appreciate the comment, but I don't know if it's that simple. She looks like an old man with long hair. Wouldn't want to come home and see that mug every day. I pray for you, man. Surprised it didn't just stop working subconsciously as soon as you entered the same room. Thank you, Undertaker. Appreciate that. Mantuck Whaler says, please stop referring to bitches as ladies. These out-of-control bitches in uniform are not far from being lady. I agree, but look, let's keep it real. Let's try to keep away from the ad hominems. It just... To me, you accomplish so much more if you don't do that. Dugat term dama, and I'm guilty of using ad hominem sometimes too. Don't get me wrong. Give a hormonal bitch a gun and a badge, and there's sure as hell going to be shitstorm. Thank you for using the asterisks. Betty Buick says that what a nasty lady, probably got smashed by the whole department. I don't know, maybe. Police plus ignorance plus grotesque equals pig. To protect and serve, really? Are they even today people who still trust the police? Yeah, I agree. And that's a long comment. Wow. Man, oh man, that's a long comment. Thank you for the comment. Appreciate it. I'm skimming over it, and that's a long one. All right, thank you. Sean Allen says, oh, geez, man, what did I miss here? What the hell's going on? Okay. 20 minutes when she pushes you should have pushed back and said, go make a sandwich. No, I'm not going to do that, Sean Allen, because I would have been in jail, and I pride myself on never have been arrested, so thank you. Denizen, you're funny. Chichicana says, dang. Dang for what? What'd I do? Can men give birth? No, they cannot. Well, actually, I think they can, Denizen, but it's for another day. His friend can ask himself. Somebody wrote a book on it. Yeah, it was too long. That's the thing. I'm going to have to retool the comment show a little bit. I still want to do this show, but it's going to have to be limited in some form or fashion. I'll see how next week goes, but I got to think about it. Glenn Coachable says, just another example of a bunch of low-life, good-for-nothing pigs instead of a bunch of police officers. He says, remember that you are always guilty till proven innocent, and that has got to change one way or another. Yeah. Cunt cop thinks she's the shit. Yeah, let's stay away from the ad hominems, or at least put asterisks. UFNC, that pig is not your officer. He's the public's officer. Stop abusing your perceived authority. Get a new job. I agree. Gnome Smurf or otherwise, that bitch is a bloody yeast factory. I feel bad for her girlfriend. So you berated a female officer with sexist comments, then cry assault when she just pushes you? Wow, you really are a wuss. Do you still cry when your mother smacks you? Jolly Roger says. Let's get something straight here. I went to the doctor the day after because I was legit injured, you guy. But let's just talk about this. Didn't you learn when you were in kindergarten school, Jolly Roger, maybe even in preschool, you keep your hands to yourself? Did anybody ever teach you that? So you think it's okay for cops to just willy-nilly do what they want with you? And by the way, there were no sexist comments either way. If you're talking about what the comment that KDOT said about femininity and masculinity, it had nothing to do with sexism. So thanks for the comment, I guess. Cliff Mann says, this bitch thinks you, just because she says something is lawful order. That bitch needs to be put in check. And now I think I did do that. Your partner should have snaked her hand when she touched him. You noticed the partner didn't do anything with the mess she's creating. I agree. Me Means Love says, you're a fierce warrior, MLH. I admire your courage and diligence. I'm blown away by you. I don't know what that means, user. I'll prove it anyways. Thank you. Kevin Meyer says, nothing more dangerous, vindictive, and unpredictable than a badge with a badge. Big, dumb, white skinheads and women are the most arrogant and ignorant, lawless felons with badges there are. Why? Yeah, I agree. Okay. Let's go back to published comments, see if I... you got 50 cents, Michelle says 8 minutes ago. Michelle, you still in chat? I don't know what you mean by that. But thanks for the comment nonetheless. Let me just, give these comments the thumbs up. There we go. Yeah, these are just the same comments that I approved. So let me just go through and hit that like, and that should be it. Any more held for reviews? Nope. Any more published? Nope. We're good there. Let's see if we got any mentions. TCD mentioned me. Appreciate that. And a short. Thank you very much. I think that's KDOT's video. Thank you. She also mentioned me on people have been picking up my videos left and right. So appreciate you, TCD. Fluffer Squirrel. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. What else? And that's about it. Okay. We got through it all. I know it was a long, tedious journey, but we finally did all the comments. She left. Darn it. Okay. Let's just talk quickly about what's going on with the channel. I've got lots of follow-ups to do. I'm still not done with the Scientology stuff. There's a lot going on, but I want to have a good rest of this weekend to kind of just relax. So I hope you guys do the same. But before you guys do, let me leave you with this. If you're suffering from your own mental health, please reach out to somebody that you know, love, and trust. In lieu of that, my email is mexicanlonghair@gmail.com. I'm not a psychiatrist, psychologist, or a counselor, but I do listen. And sometimes that's all that matters. But if I don't get back to you in a timely fashion, just remember, somebody out there thinks you are their favorite. Hold on to that thought, because it could save your life. There is a national hotline and a North American hotline if you're in Canada that you can dial. It's 988, 3 simple numbers. You just dial 988 and you will get in contact with a professional that can help you through your issues. If you're too sheepish to talk to somebody, you can also text message that number, and you can text back and forth with a pro. So also, if you're in any other part of the world, UK or otherwise, type in your browser of choice, mental health help, and your browser of choice, and a myriad of options will be there at your disposal. Please talk to somebody before you make a rash decision. That's all that I ask. It's not worth it. There is stuff to live for. You just got to find it. I've been there. I've done that. So thank you guys for listening to my spiel here. Let me finish up in chat here. What do we got? King Bluto, thanks for being here. Matthew Denizen. Thanks, Unindoctrinated, for the Bernie link. Oh, make sure you sub to Bernie's channel. Every Tuesday we do a fun adult version of karaoke. We basically butcher a song every Tuesday. So make sure you join every Tuesday at 9 Eastern on the link that Unindoctrinated just provided there. Mondays and Wednesdays, I'm usually doing cop watching, although lately I've been super busy with behind the scenes stuff and all kinds of things. I will get back out there for the Scientology stuff. Matter of fact, I think right now Jay's live, so after you're done here, go check out Jay. Show him some love and support on Denver Scientology audits. And what else? Just a reminder, PayPal is better than Super Chat. Yeah, I agree, Chichikana. Although I do accept all forms, and any money that comes into my channel is definitely invested in the people of the Denver metro area, whether it be me putting gas in my car, purchasing better equipment, etc., etc. Even though I don't get a lot of money, it does help, and I've been meaning to get back out and doing more homeless outreach. So just stay tuned. There's lots to come on the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you guys and gals. If you guys want something a little different, make sure you check out RP Grinders on Twitch, twitch.tv/RP Grinders. It's a video game show, so if you're into video games, we also do the second half of the show is dedicated to pop culture, politics, and bunch of other fun shenanigans, so hopefully you guys enjoy that show. And you could hear me in a completely different light, which I think is important as well. It's an outlet for me to, basically blow off some steam and talk shop and video games and dorky stuff. But check that out every Friday, 7 Eastern on twitch.tv/RP Grinders. Or you can also do it on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel, even though the main chat's on Twitch. I can check out both channels at the same time. So, all right, everybody, have a great weekend. I appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure you share with your friends if you're just in conversation with somebody and you like my content, my channel, or myself. Just refer the channel to other people. It's the only way that this channel is going to really, really grow. Appreciate each and all of the new followers and subscribers. There's plenty more to come. Just stay tuned. All right, everybody, have a great weekend. Enjoy the weekend, the rest of what we have for the weekend. Have a good one. See you on the next video, everybody.